In the wild, wild west of the internet, you're going to hear a lot of false claims about Christian history, and if that's something that you enjoy, you're in for a treat. College professor Roy Casagrande is about to give us a masterclass in misinformation.
In 325 AD, Emperor Constantine decided that Christianity was too unwieldy of a religion. It was too complicated, too mysterious. There were too many moving parts, and it needed to be toned down a little bit, in part to get rid of some of the contradictions.
He, in fact, did not do this.
And so Constantine said, I want 318 of you theologians to go to Nicaea and figure out how to make Christianity into something a little bit more manageable.
Making Christianity more manageable was absolutely not the point of the council. The council actually addressed the Arian controversy primarily, established the date for Easter, discussed issues concerning church order and discipline, and formulated the Nicene Creed.
If Rome was already majority Christian at that point.
Christians were a tiny minority who made up about 5% of the population, with some estimates putting it only as high as about 8%.
If the Roman Empire is going to use Christianity as the state religion to manipulate people, we as the politician class need to be able to know what Christianity is. How can we manipulate people through religion if we don't understand the religion?
The claim that Constantine and the Roman government used Christianity as a tool of control is a very old and thoroughly debunked claim, typically made by non-specialists. The Romans had better means at their disposal for manipulating people. It would have been far easier to use an established religious cult because most people were already pagans anyway. It's outrageous to think that the Roman politicians and other elites would have chosen a religion that was held by an uninfluential minority that came from a political backwater of Judea and featured a Jewish savior at a time when a significant percentage of Romans were anti-Semitic. And, by the way, this savior was also seen as an executed criminal, not really points in its favor.
There were 30 Gospels. They threw 26 away. They ordered them destroyed.
The Council of Nicaea did not address the canonicity of any text whatsoever. This is a very popular but grossly mistaken claim that is pure fiction. This professor uses the very firm number of 26 for some reason. I don't know why.
It didn't quite work. We have the other 26. Most of them were found in Egypt by a farmer who was in the desert digging up phosphorus, and he hit a jar with his shovel, and he heard it crack, and he pulled the jar out, and he saw these leather-bound books. I want to say it was 46, 47.
So this is a reference to the Nag Hammadi Library, which was discovered in 1945. It's a collection of 52 texts, with a number of them being Gnostic in nature. It's one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time, but there weren't 26 Gospels found in this collection. There were 4. The Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Philip, the Gospel of Truth, and the Gospel of the Egyptians.
And he pulls out the leather-bound books, and he's like, I don't know what these are, but I know who will know. And he was Muslim, he went to the nearby church, the Coptic Orthodox church, and he handed them to the priest, and the priest went, oh, I know what these are. These are the 26 Apocrypha. And the church then immediately declared it a miracle that somehow the 26 Apocrypha had survived.
So this is a really weird story. Also, it, never happened. There weren't 26 Gospels, their discovery wasn't declared a miracle, and the Nag Hammadi Library has never been considered to be part of the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is a collection of ancient texts produced in the intertestamental period that are considered to have secondary canonical status in the Roman Catholic and Greek Orthodox churches. The Nag Hammadi texts were never widely circulated, nor were they ever accepted by mainstream Judaism or Christianity. They were considered heretical.
And the Coptic Church claims that all 30 Gospels are legit and rejects the rejection of the 26 Apocrypha.
This is completely false in every way. The Bible used by Orthodox, Roman Catholics, and Protestants is largely the same, except that the Orthodox and Roman Catholics add the Apocrypha. And by the way, the Apocrypha does not include any gospel, biblical or otherwise.
Apocrypha means wrong, right? So it rejects the wrong.
Apocrypha does not mean wrong. It means hidden. Again, the Apocrypha is a collection of books accepted by the Greek Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches that were written sometime between 400 BC and the beginning of the 1st century AD. The works of the Nag Hammadi library date to the 2nd and 3rd centuries AD. So this is my reaction to pretty much everything that was said in this video. Again, you have to be very careful what you get on the internet. Even college professors are not above making mistakes, some of them more than others. But what you've just seen from this professor is not just false. Because the errors are so egregiously untrue, I would argue that there's a good chance that this is not just a series of mistakes, but an intentional deception on the part of Roy Casagrande.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.